guys. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Turn the volume up. Let the real talk begin. It's the Christopher Williams show, where the story shine and the truth gon' flow. From the mic to your mind, he's in control. It's the vibe you need, let the good times roll. He's bringing insight, laughter, and soul. Talking about life, how the moments unfold. Whoa. He's in the grind, he's breaking it more. Every word he drops, yeah, solid gold. Williams show, where the story shine and the truth not flow. Tune in, lean back, the real show, yeah. It's the Williams show. It's the Williams show, yeah. Mic check, 1, 2, let's ride. Real talk, God vibes worldwide. If you feel it, let you. Yeah.
Well, guys, how you doing? How you doing? This is the Christopher Williams Show. I'm your handsome, slender host, Christopher Dylan Williams. I'm elated and blessed to have you here tonight. Listen. That was my theme song called the Christopher Williams Show. So every show is going to be on here. Listen, guys. Some news that came out today. Some sad news. Coach Terrance Graves has been relieved of his duties as the Southern University head football coach after, after 2 seasons as Southern University head coach. Now, you know, back in 2023, he took the reins over as head coach from Coach Eric Dooley, who's now at Edward Waters College. So he helped Southern win two Bayou Classics, one SWAC West title as well. And listen, guys, I did not expect Southern to have a 1-6 start. I didn't. We haven't had a 1-6 start since 1971. And basically, you know, ever since like the pandemic and ever since Odom's left, we never really had a stable quarterback. The defense was always pretty good, but the offense has struggled and it has digressed a lot. And now we're in a situation where we have to really think about this. What's next for Southern? Because even last year, you know, there were some struggles. There was some changes at quarterback, and it was not consistent quarterback play. The offense was just okay. We were decent. Our defense was great. But I did not expect that even after Dooley, I expected, even after that SWAC West title, that there was going to be some production. There was going to be some continuing of Southern football. It's really sad to see. Because, you know, Coach Graves was, not only is he a man of faith, a man of God, but I know that he's going to miss Southern University because he's been here for a good minute. And, you know, it's just, even after homecoming, I knew that this was going to be the end for Coach Graves. And you know, I wish Coach the best. I pray, you know, wherever whatever situation that he's in, that he goes to, whatever college he goes to, that he gets, the right opportunity, you know. But I'll say one thing about Coach Graves: he is a class act, and doing the sports show with Miss Sydney Coulier, just meeting this man and just seeing how God has been using him in his life is a beautiful thing, and I'm forever grateful for having the opportunity to meet him and learn his story about being a defensive back at Winston-Salem State back in the early '90s, and now working on with his head coach Pete Richardson for years. Um, but I think time had come, and you can kind of see from the losses from Bethune Cookman, 45-13, and the only one win, barely winning versus Mississippi Valley State, um, and then not finishing, and then the constant penalties with versus Bama State as well as Jackson State as well, which were all winnable games as well. Um, there were some struggles on the offensive side. You know, we couldn't really have an identity that even with at quarterback, Cam was put in uncomfortable positions where he was in situations where he wasn't comfortable in. And you kind of had to, as a coach, you kind of have to think about it's a scheme. Cam is an athlete. You can put Cam anywhere on the field. But I think what suited his style was the option. Maybe put Cam at wide receiver. Make him into like a Deontay Shorts. Because Deontay Shorts was never a starting quarterback. But every time he was such a freak of an athlete that we had to put him in gadget situations. That's just how Southern ran the ball. Then they had Tillery. Then they had Willie Quinn, who's one of the top FCS wide receivers that I think of all time at 5'5". Like I'm hoping, I'm hoping that Southern, even after this, that even after this coaching change, that we can finish the season off strong. Now we got at the end of Thanksgiving, we got Grambling, we got FAMU, we got Alcorn. Let's finish strong. Let's think about, hey, what we can improve on, what we see for next season. Because Southern, they're doing a national coaching search, and they have Marshall Falk. They have who else? Um, I'm just bringing people up. Marshall Falk is at Colorado with Coach Prime as a assistant coach, running backs coach over there, and but yeah, we also have the guy from Benedict College who won two SEAC titles and been in the playoffs as well. Um, but yeah, but basically, they have another offensive coordinator from the offensive coordinator from what you call the offensive coordinator from North Carolina Central as well. Benedict College, um, the Clark Atlanta head coach as well, who turned their record. Uh, I think they went like 6-4, 2023. Like he improved the whole repertoire of Clark Atlanta because Clark Atlanta used to be bad as well. Forgive me guys for not giving out the names of these guys. Um, but we also have, at Miami, one of their assistant coaches as well there. But yeah, but let me look up the. Forgive me guys for not having these names of these guys. But yeah, um, yeah. Anyways, why I'm finding the names of these guys, I know they're from. They were coaches from Miami. The OC for North Carolina Central, and it was also from the head coach from Clark Atlanta as well. He was a hire at Benedict College. But I'm hoping that, in my opinion, I'm hoping that we get Odoms back. I'm hoping that Odoms, they can pay the Odoms the money. He can turn Southern back to where it should be. The back where we were in 2013 through 2019, competing for SWAC championships. That's what we need to get back to. I really want us to get Odoms back. Because honestly, we let Odoms go for no reason. Like he was a winning coach. Did we lose to Alcorn a lot? Yeah. But we were winning though. But now it's like, okay, now as you fired this coach, it's kind of like, okay, what now? Who will be next? Now, as you know, Coach Fred McNair, who is a winning coach at Alcorn, is now who works for Southern is now and is the interim head coach to finish off the season. Now, if he stays the head coach, I think they need a clean house. They need a clean house. There needs to be something um, that they need to see. Whether it's the change of the OC Fredericks, whether it's changing um, the old Dooley staff, because some of the coaches were still on Dooley staff. If a new coach comes in, they need a clean house, or there needs to be some adjustments to what job they're doing. But yeah, but I just think we've lost the plot ever since the pandemic, and we can never have stable quarterbacks and stable offenses as well. And even after the PV loss, we losing 24-3 on homecoming. Now Graves was hired in December 2023, led Southern to 8-5 record in 2024. So basically, he had some success at Southern, but at Southern there's a standard that needs to be met. And basically, if you're not making that standard, or the board doesn't see you putting in the numbers that needs to be there, they're going to go for another direction. But yeah, it's hard to see, as not just like as a former student, but as a longtime Jaguar fan. It's hard seeing the team struggle, seeing your friends struggle, and they're trying their best, and it's so hard to see that because as the time have changes, like with NIL, and it changed drastically a lot, and it's kind of like if Southern is struggling versus Mississippi Valley, where we should be destroying Mississippi Valley, or if we're losing against UAPB, the teams that we usually beat and dominate, that's the problem. Like I even looking at Southern, even coming from 8-5 and going to 1-6, I did not think about that. I just think once Jalen got injured from the Mississippi Valley State game, that's when the cohesion stopped. And we didn't Southern didn't really have an identity. And it's still trying to find an identity. I mean, we're known for running the ball. We're known for, just hitting them in the mouth, running the ball, running the ball. But this year it wasn't like that. And then last year we had like 3 quarterbacks that each played 3 games. And there were some struggles, there's some highs, there's some lows. But at the end we came out pushing. But know this. This will be a national coaching search for Southern University. And it will take some time. Because we cannot have homeboy hires. I'm sorry. Because if I give a job to my homeboy and my homeboy lets me down, I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm not just thinking about the school. I'm thinking about the fan base. I'm thinking about the history, the legacy that Eric Randall built, Bryant Lee, Austin Howard built, Bernard Tillery, who's the all-time leading FCS rusher in the SWAC. Now you got to really think about that, though. Like at the end of the day, it's a business, and Southern just got to move on. Do I know who's going to be the head coach? No, but I'm hoping if it can be a celebrity hire, it'll be because not only they have the boosters, but they look at Marshall Falk. Marshall Falk can probably recruit in New Orleans